Here's the new success strategy called Go to Bed Hungry. And I recommend this strategy, first of all, to do it literally, which means that on many nights, I think it's a wonderful idea to go to bed when your stomach's empty, so that you're really experiencing hunger, a desire for food. You're experiencing your appetite, because there's really great physical benefits to literally going to bed hungry. First of all, it gives your digestion a break. You get some of the same benefits as fasting. A lot of health food people have recommended, I've heard this recommendation for years. It's why people recommend that you have your biggest meal at lunch and a very light dinner. See, it makes it easier to sleep because your body's not occupied with digestion. When your stomach is digesting, it's moving, it's rolling, it's busy, and your body's busy. But when you go to bed hungry, your body's natural response is to slow down. Your metabolism slows. So when you're sleeping with a slower metabolism and a deeper rest. So for most people, this means going to bed at least 4 hours after a light meal, or 6 to 8 hours after a heavy meal, which I realize would mean for some of you quite a little shift. So I'm not recommending that you're not saying you got to do it all the time, just once in a while. Go to bed hungry. Maybe even fast for a day or 2 or 3. I've just been reading lately on the internet about the advantages of fasting and how it stimulates our immune system. And I never knew that until just a couple of days ago. And I knew the value of fasting, but I didn't realize how it actually stimulates your disease-fighting capability. So lots of physical benefits to going to bed literally hungry, and I also think there's psychological benefits to going to bed literally hungry. Although the primary benefit is physical, I think that it also creates an empathy for the billions of people that do this every night without choice. Now, of course, there's some that go to bed starving, and there's about 10 million of them right now in the Horn of Africa, and you've probably been reading about it in the last couple of days, but there's this terrible food crisis right now in northeastern Africa. And but I'm not talking about starvation. I'm talking about the 2 to almost 3 billion people that literally go to bed every night hungry because they don't have enough to eat on our planet. No kidding. I'm not exaggerating. There's that many. So I think that empathy is a really good benefit. And also, I think that just being able to be in charge of your physical desires is valuable. Buddha once was asked why he fasted so much. And he says, well, when I fast, I can then laugh at hunger. We've talked a lot about being not your body, having a body but not being your body. So I think that's a psychological benefit of practicing this, is being able to balance short-term and long-term desires. So there we go. Literally, go to bed hungry. That's what I'm recommending. And as importantly, figuratively, go to bed hungry. In other words, hungry for what the future brings. Hungry for the next day. Hungry for the next week. Hungry for the next year. And of course, hungry for the next decade and even the rest of your life. In other words, expectant. Go to bed psychologically hungry so that you're using your sleep time and your rest time in a way to prepare yourself for the next day, so that you are clear about what the next day could hold. You're motivated, in other words. Your biocomputer, your dream state, your subconscious can be kind of preparing for tomorrow. Now, I know that some of you might think, well, wait a minute, what if I go to bed thinking about tomorrow, my mind will race and I won't be able to sleep. No, I'm not saying worrying about tomorrow, and I'm not even saying rehearsing tomorrow. Just knowing that tomorrow you're expecting. You've got expectation. You've got joy. You've got desire. You've got passion. So that you're celebrating the psychological hunger rather, the psychological hunger that makes life interesting. See, I think if our ancestors didn't go to bed psychologically hungry, we wouldn't have all the good things we had. You know, women in the late 1800s were hungry for the right to vote, and therefore now women get to vote. And African Americans were hungry for freedom and to go beyond slavery. And so therefore we have a much better world because we don't have slavery. And we don't have women who are as oppressed, at least in many countries, as they used to be because of the hunger. Well, so there's the idea, just a couple of quick strategies, and then I'd like to take some comments and some questions. The strategies is, first of all, at the end of the day, complete the day. Complete it by celebrating, acknowledging what didn't work, and just even writing a discovery intention. So at the end of the day, you finish off the day. And then make a list in writing of what you want to accomplish the next day. So that you go to bed, let your biocomputer work on it. The third strategy is to have a long-range vision so that you're clear, a long-range written plan for the rest of your life so you're clear about your motive. Go to sleep with that big picture, long-range vision in mind. It really puts into perspective your day-to-day, moment-to-moment problems.